Right. So this is a repository where we said we will do the Python introduction, but then we understand we need to do what we call, uh, getting started. Now, what we revamped this getting started is that now, if you look at this, is the getting started from our previous cohort, that we have big GitHub installation and everything. But what we understand now is that there are many things that changes from the last previous year. Yes, because we have been doing this for over 4 years now, but we understand some things have changed and we need to adapt. So, for example, the package management we use is called Conda before, but today we are using another thing, UV. So that makes us to say, okay, why don't we create a new getting started guide, and that will be, up to date and also make stuff much more easier. Now, what we have now in this cohort, this is a single file. Remember, previously we say you go to this link, that link, that link. You know what I mean? But now we have a single and trustful, a single link that will you will go, and all the getting started are there. And after that, we will start these Python sessions. As I said, we have 2 weeks for getting started. There's 2 weeks we gotta get the last week and this week are basically based on installation, based on configuration, based on answering questions, and based on clearing any doubt you may have. And what we did last week is to go some stuff, and today we're still going to work on this one. And these are some of the stuff we're gonna look into in this guide. We have what you call we're gonna install VS Code, basic operations, installing UV, virtual environment, Git, VS Code, and Markdown, and many other things. So that's what we'll be doing. Now, if you already have our link, please go to our link. This is our link. I share the link in our chat, and that's what we are gonna do for the link. Um, Having said that, just everyone should go to the link and now click here, getting started. So this is what we have, getting started with VS Code for data science. And this is not getting started with VS Code for data science, but also getting started, with installation. I will update this title, maybe getting started and installation with VS Code. So if you remember, we already did some of these steps, but I will just quickly remind us what we did before, and then pick up where we are. So today we will start from number one, just recap, and where we will stop is up to number 11, VS Code for installation. And tomorrow we will start from GitHub, in VS Code and many others. So tomorrow we'll now start from here. So today, I will recap somewhere we started and then go walk us through till we come to the this part. That's what we are going to see. Any question before I continue? If you have any question, ask. Any question?
Assalamu alaikum. We are good, sir. You can go on.
Right. Okay, good. Excellent. Um, since we are good, let's see something. All right, let me share again. Good. Right. So if all of us here, we can see that this is what we call GitHub. I already mentioned this to you. It's called GitHub, meaning that it is somewhere house that people that we can put something on the internet, and people anywhere you are, you can have access to it. And for that, GitHub allow people to
Sorry.
call.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sorry, I was driving. I just wanted to get a space to ask question. Between the VS Code now and PowerShell, what is the essential difference? Because I noticed that we also use that one to do installation or something. What is the essential difference, sir?
So that's what I was saying is that if you do that installation, just it's okay. Now we have a new pipeline, new setup here. That we didn't start with PowerShell or whatsoever. What we start at the beginning is VS Code. So just follow this guide, and just forget about that. When we come to that PowerShell, there is more detail about that when we come. When we come to the stage, you can ask. We have PowerShell in the beginning, in the down the road while we are explaining. We have PowerShell. So yeah. Okay. Now, so you can see here, Previously we asked you to basically install PowerShell and those something like that. But now we move back, step back a bit, and say, okay, let's introduce you something more exciting that you start getting more started about it, right? And this is where we started last week, called getting started with VSCode. And I said this is what we call GitHub, and you will be we'll discuss more detail about that. But then this GitHub basically what it does is that this GitHub basically what it does is that just excuse me. Okay. Just give me a second. Um, all right. So this GitHub you can see here, one of the main purpose for VS Code is that everything we have, everything we have, you can take it and fork it into a VS Code. So this getting started, you can see here, you can see it here. Let me show you. Can you see it in my VS Code? Can you see it in my VS Code? That means I can fork. When we say fork means we can in our lingo for data science, it means we can now take this thing from GitHub and bring it into our local machine, such as VS Code that you can see. So you can see everything there you see in the GitHub. You can see it here on my local computer. It's called on my local computer, right? And that thing you can see here, this is it. This is, if you can see, getting started with VS Code, you can see it. You can see step by step. You can see that. You can see a step by step. And now I rendered it. Let me close this one here. You can see this is everything that I pushed. This is the thing that is on GitHub. I write it here. You can see it. This kind of writing style is what we call Markdown. Markdown. You can see the file you work on Microsoft Word is called Excel. What is the essential Microsoft Word file? The doc, right? If it is PDF, it's called that PDF. But this file is called that MD, means Markdown. This is how it is written. Markdown. Can you see that? This kind of file format is called Markdown. So for file that we write in GitHub like this, they must be in this format, Markdown, right? And you remember, Excel has different file format, Microsoft has different file format, Microsoft PDF has different file format. So that's also, Markdown has different file format. So we discuss more detail about that. So now you can see here, this is my Markdown. I can now click here. You can see this, and now it will change this one so that it's easy for me. So let's, I don't know if it's better to go through here. Maybe, okay, yeah, I can do here. So if we look at this one here, we started with what is VS Code, right? So we said VS Code. This is just a recap. I will quickly pass through because we discussed this last week. I will quickly through. VS Code is a tool that we'll be using for our data science, and this is VS Code. We have already installed it last week. And previously, there are some other tools that are being used, such as Jupyter, Google Doc, Google Colab, but they have disadvantage. For example, Google Colab, you must have access to internet. Neither you cannot work offline, right? And therefore that's not a good one. There are many disadvantages for that. You can find them here. We said, okay, in this getting started, we are going to install many other things. Some of the things we will install include VS Code, UB, Python, GitHub extensions. All these things are things that we need to install in our computer to be able to allow us to be able to use data science, and machine learning. We already do that. But also, there are many other things that you may hear previously, which we are called anaconda and quanda. If you have been involved in data science, you may hear this anaconda and quanda. These are kind of popular, managers that are widely used in data science. But now they have been, now we have a new manager called UV that we will not be using anaconda and quanda. So if you know quanda and anaconda and you expect us that we'll be using quanda or anaconda, no, we will not be using quanda to manage project or installation. We'll be using any new documentation called UB. For those people that don't know quanda and anaconda, just assume I didn't say anything about here. for those people that don't know Quanda and Anaconda, just assume you don't know anything because this will confuse you. What I wanted to explain is for other people that already have Quanda and Anaconda, they use data science for them. We are not going to use them here in this one. All right. We also discussed last week how we can check our computers, whether they are Windows, whether OS Linux. We check whether it's 4-bit. If you don't know this, we already explained this because we need to know what kind of operating system we have so that during the installation, we know the right one to install, right, to download. If you don't know that, watch our recording last week. Something that we haven't done last week that we skipped, I want all of us to create a new folder because this is a folder we use during example. So if you are using Windows or whatsoever, go to your here and create a folder. In your users, your name, that's the name of your computer. Create a new project. Type something like project or whatever. You give it RODS. So for example, for people who use Mac OS, users, username, project, you can give it like that. So let me go into my own. I can even go, you can see I have my own here. You can see SH Muhammad because this is my computer, different from your own. And I can click maybe new folder called projects. I leave it project, right? So I have a new folder called project. You can see it is empty. Now, if you are on Windows computer, go to CC, users, your username, and create a new folder called project. Yep. Let's do that. But it is very important as well to make sure that we do not create a new folder, create a folder that we are going to use that is inside, for example, OneDrive, iCloud, Dropbox, or Google Drive. It's very problematic when you create that. Don't create also project file name with space. You can see that. Create a folder maybe with like dash or something like that. So go on and create this folder before we continue. Create a folder because this is going to be hands-on. I will be telling you something and you're going to be implementing them. So this is going to be a hands-on stuff. So just go and create a folder. When you're done, just type in the chat that I'm done.
Hello, sir. Hello? Hello, sir.
Yes, Abba, somebody is raising his hand. Abba, raise up your hand.
Yes, sir. My question is that where are we to create the new our computer or is it or inside the VS Code?
No, not inside the VS Code. Just on your computer, normal on your computer. Normal on your computer.
What about this C? What about this C user?
This is something
name
on your computer. This is in your
project?
computer. I don't know your Windows. If you are Windows user, you can see this.
Yeah, I'm using Windows.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you are using Windows, there is something in your computer called C users. I don't know how to show it because I'm not using Windows. But if you don't know how to create folder, like you don't know how to go to users.
No, I know how to create normal folder.
Yeah,
but
what I'm
this C
saying.
users, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, Lukman, can you talk?
Yes, I just wanted to explain to him. So the C user is the path to your project. So you won't be able to see that unless you're maybe in PowerShell or you open a terminal. So just create your folder anyway. Don't bother about that now. I think in the future you'll be able
I
to
do
know
understand.
that.
Okay,
Thank
maybe
you
you
very
can
much. I do
create
understand.
a folder maybe on desktop as well.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay, so let's create old folder on desktop. If you are confused, you don't know. The next thing is installing VSCode. This is something we already did last week, right? If you haven't done so, just go to VSCode and follow this step to install. For people that are using Windows, for people that are using Mac OS, for people that are using Linux. This is something that we did last week. First launch, we are gonna launch, VS Code. When you launch VS Code, you see a lot of things. We also did a tower for VS Code. This a tower. Just tell us a bit about everything about VS Code. We said a VS Code, we have this pen, and this pen we said is a two-page pen. Two-page pen is that when you open something, you can be able to see something like that. And we said this is magnifying glass. We already talked. If you want to search something, we talk about this is where you can install packages, right? We also install about how we can go to terminal. If we click here, it can allow us to go to terminal, and this is terminal. Right, we'll be able to go that. We have many other things that we talk about. The panel bottom, which is terminal. We can use a shortcut to do that. Right, we all see this one, and we also see how you can open a folder in VS Code. So if this is your VS Code, you can go to file, you can see open folder, right? Open folder, you can see that. Maybe you can select that folder we just created, project. You can click here and say, add that, folder. Okay. Add folder, open folder. You can see here, this are my folders, but then you can open folder. So let me go on to that. Open a folder. VS Code works on folders, not loose file. So in VS Code, everything you will do should be saved in a folder. Everything you will do in VS Code should be saved in a folder. So if you want to work on anything, first create a folder, add all those files in that folder, and now add all those files in the folder and now open it. So for example, if I have VS Code here and I have a folder, what I need to do is I go to file here, open folder. You can see that, right? Open folder. When I say open folder, and now select the folder where it is, whether it is in your desktop or whatever, and you select project, maybe this is a folder, and open the folder. So that's what we discuss about open folder. Then the integrated terminal. Remember, we talk about something called integrated terminal. Integrated terminal is where you click here, new terminal. Remember, integrated terminal is something that we talk about, like, last week, remember, we talked about we have two different kind of way to interact with the computer. We have what we call GUI, graphical user interface, and then we have command line. GUI is something that you normally know every day, in your life, where you click, move from copy a folder, paste it, and whatsoever. So in data science, we don't use that. If we want to install something, we just go to terminal and just say install and install, rather than double clicking and install it. So that's what we mean by what is called terminal. So this is what we call terminal displays. It's called integrated terminal displays. We talk about how to open it. Remember that control for this, and we have different kind of shells in VS Code. So this place, this is terminal, but the program that help us to interact with terminal is called shell. So there is different terminal shell. We have what we call ZSH, we have what we call bash, we have what we call PowerShell. So in your VS Code here, for example, for me, you can see I have what we call ZSH, which is my PowerShell. So if you want to see your own, come to terminal, new terminal, and tell us in the chat, is your own bash or PowerShell? Type in the chat, is your own PowerShell or bash? Type in the chat. What did you see? What is the name of your terminal? Bash. Okay, we have Amina Ibrahim, ZSH. ZSH, Amina Ibrahim maybe is using MacBook computer. I'm not sure. People with Linux, they may see PowerShell. If you have also okay, yes. Amina is using MacBook. If you are using Linux as well, you may have ZSH if you install it. So for all people that are using Windows, what you will see is PowerShell, right? For people that are using Linux, maybe the default is also Bash, right? Okay, we can see PowerShell. Okay, all people here, we can see they have what is called PowerShell. Just remember, what we are doing right now, as you can see, we are moving faster. We have discussed all this in last week. I'm just recapping them right now. So if you find yourself struggling to understand what we are doing, please do a favor for yourself and watch the recordings we have for last week so that you can bring yourself up to speed to what we are talking about right now. Right. Okay. Right. All right. Okay. So one thing we can understand also, there is some little bit I want us to understand. Terminal habit was knowing. Okay. So what is terminal habit? Number one, some of the things you need to know about terminal. Number one, terminal always has a current folder. So let me tell you what does that means. Now, if you look at which file I open here is called RODS, right? RODS, this folder, you can see it, RODS, right? Now, because I'm in this folder, when I click terminal, I can see I select, because I have many folders here, I select this one. You can see the current file here. The folder I'm in is I'm inside the folder RODS. If I put into working directory, which directory am I in? You can see that is in RODS, this folder. So what this is telling that the terminal always has a current folder. Can you see that? Terminal always, when you open a terminal, always it will have a current folder. Type pwd in your terminal and see what is the what is showing you. Type pwd and tell us what it shows you. Pwd. Type in the chat what you can see. Pwd. Okay, it is showing you a path. Excellent, Abubakar. It is telling you it's a path. He created a new path called RODS. Yeah, remember he created a folder because he added that folder RODS, right? He added that folder RODS that he created in our VS Code. He came here and added a folder, open folder RODS, so it shows him the path. Excellent. So that's what we want to see. Another thing is that press up arrow, bring back to your previous command. So if I want to see my previous command here, press arrow and see what command comes up. Press arrow. Can you see some command? So if you type something previously, pressing arrow, it will bring back those commands. Can you try it yourself? Press arrow and tell us, were you able to see what it shows? Okay, yeah. Okay, it brought back. Excellent, fantastic. Right, perfect. Okay, I can see we still have among our mentors, we still have Lukman here only with us. Okay, okay, right. Okay, anyway, so we also have something tab. So for example, now if I type P, can you see I type P? Maybe I type PW, PW. Okay, maybe you can see when I type P and W and try to type and press tab. You can see it shows you some already typed some related command. PW only, PW only. Type PW and press tab. You can see mine is showing me one of the command pwd, so it's showing me, oh, I do want to type pwd. If it shows you, that's just that what we wanted to say here. Again, control plus C interrupt the command. Now, for example, now here you can see we have what you call control plus C. What this means is that if I'm working on something and it's running, like I type this, I can press control, then command, control plus C, control plus C. It will now discard the previous command to give you a fresh start. Yeah. For example, now I type pwd and it's running something, and I don't want this, I can press control plus C. It will now bring me into the new stuff. Can you try that? Control plus C and see if it interrupt. You look at it, control plus C, interrupt command that is stuck on or running too long. For example, you write some command and it's just taking for long forever. If you want to interrupt it, do that. And we have here CLS, you can see it on PowerShell. So this is the difference. For example, on PowerShell, CLS means clear. On ZSH and Bash, control plus S will do clear. So this CLS, even though I'm using CLS, can you see I type CLS? Can you see it doesn't know what is CLS, right? It doesn't know my shell. ZSH don't know what is CLH. CLS. But for the people that you have PowerShell, type CLS and C. But for us that use ZSH and Bash, what we need to do is type clear. Because when I type ZSH, you can see CLS. It doesn't even show us that this is a clear command. CLS, CLS. You can see it's red. When it shows it's red, it's saying that this is not correct command. But let me type clear. Can you see clear? It shows me a beta, not red, but CLS, CLS. Can you see red? It's not clear. But when I type clear, clear means delete the existing everything on the terminal. So you can see here, I'm not sure even though in the PowerShell, when you type clear, it will also work or not. Yeah, but just try and see it. Type CLS and clear and see if both work on you. So this is one of the different things is that some command will work only on PowerShell. Some command will only work on ZSH or Bash command. So we need to know which terminal our own works. Okay, so for people with PowerShell, this is both works. Somebody is asking, I mean, at the later you are terminal, any new command you are typing start on a new session. So for example, I put PWD, PWD. You can see it shows me here, right? Now, everything after every command, the next thing that will come is a new session, new like this. For example, if I type ls means list the current stop in my folder. Inside my folder, RODS, what are the file inside? I have folder called books, getting started and readme. Let's look at the folder. You can see RODS, what is inside books, getting started and readme. I have only one folder and you can see it listed them, right? So you can see I have this and this and that. So instead for me to go, if I'm looking for anything inside my folder RODS, instead for me to go here, open the folder, can you see that? I look at what are they inside. I can just use command line ls. I can just use command line ls because I know I'm inside this folder. I just type ls. Can you see that? Ls, and it lists what is inside. Now, if I want to go through this folder called books, what I need to do is cd. Can you see this cd? CD means change directory. So I say cd books. Can you see that? CD means go to the folder, this one. Now, can you see I'm inside books? Can you see that? Books. I'm inside, obviously, inside RODS, and now inside. Now, in fact, let me show you. Now you can see here where I am. I'm inside document, and inside document, I have a folder called GitHub. Inside a folder, GitHub, I have RODS introduction. Inside now, I have another. So this is just telling you the path. Let me show you that. So if you look at my documents, I have GitHub. No, I have GitHub. This is GitHub, and you can see many folder, right? And then if we look at the area DS, you can see RODS, and inside RODS I have books. You can see that. So this terminal is just showing you folders separated by this forward slash. Can you see that? Maybe in Windows is backward slash, I guess. So this is what we call a path that shows you. So here you can see I'm inside book. But if you look into here, inside books, I have how many? I have some files. Now, if I don't want to go to click and look at what is inside, because I have like 1 million book, I can just say ls, what is inside book? And now you can see it shows me I have 3 books. Can you see them? This other book. So this is what we mean by using command line. It makes life easier for us as, data scientists. This is just to show you a tips of the back. Okay, mine's continue instead of starting new line. Did you press enter? For example, when you say PWD, press enter, press enter. PWD, press enter. What will happen? Does it show this one?
So sorry, sir. Can I speak so that else?
Yes.
Yes. So normally, if I type a new command, for example, this PWD, instead of it to start, for example, yes, it started from a new section. It gave you the result, and I think it's supposed to go to a new section in case I want to type something again, maybe a new command. But my own doesn't go to continue. So if I want to type another thing, I have to continue based on the former result. So for example, you have this document slash GitHub area data science introduction, and you have it's starting from the new section down. I'm seeing your arrow down. Mine continues after this main that you have on top.
Okay, can you quickly share your screen 1 minute, just for me to see, just 1 minute. Clear, share your screen.
All right.
Share your screen now, just 1 minute to just see what is.
Okay.
Do you know how to share the screen?
Yes, sir. Can you see my screen now?
Okay.
See it, sir.
Okay, type
So, for
PWD.
example, PWD.
Okay, type PWD.
See,
And
instead
you
of
are
my
now,
arrow, yeah.
yeah, so you are now in a new shell because it just show you the current folder, and now it gives this what you are is a new one. Okay, so it's a new one. This is where you have is a new. So just there is something that basically you might not have that I installed, but this is okay. You are good to go. This is normal. This is what I expected. Let me just
Confusing me, that's why.
yeah. So the thing is, mine, I have, so some people don't expect you will be able to see the same terminal experience I have. I did many other things to install to customize my terminal to even show like this. So you are on
Okay.
is default. By default, you are on. That's what you need to see. So for me, I customize my terminal. So if you want to customize your terminal, you can come to where come oh my ZSH, oh my ZSH. So I install something like this, oh my ZSH. Unleash your terminal like never before. You can see that this is how you beautify your terminal. You can see mine is like it's colored and everything. So this is what I did to basically change my terminals to become much better, looking much better at it. So this is where if you want to install, you come to here, install it. It will tell you this are the step and guide. Maybe we can discuss more about this if we have more time. So, but what you are seeing is still you are okay. Just move on to the next step. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, right. So that's what we have for that. Then we're gonna discuss basically about basic command operations. Just to tell you, what we are gonna do today is that we're gonna maybe have late we're gonna up to an hour and 40 minutes because we want to cover a lot. We just want to make sure that next week we just started Python. So we want to make sure that this way we finish all the setups. Unfortunately, tomorrow I will not be here. I will be traveling tomorrow to DC, and Dr. Ibrahim will be the one to take you to Git and GitHub. So I want to make sure that I cover as much as I can today. So let's go to basic command line operation. So now here you can see I type clear, I clear this one. So we have some basic command operation that we want you to understand. What is PWD? Stand for print working directly, right? It just print working directly. I've already shown you. It show me what directly I currently. You can see I'm inside books. So this is telling me I am inside books because the last folder tell you which folder you are. I'm inside books, right? That is it. LS means list the current directory. Let's look at LS. What is in here? Can you see? What is it in here? I print working directory mean where am I? Means telling me where am I? What is in here, ls? If I type it, it tells me I have these books. Can you see that? We have ls has different kind of versions. If I type ls and I put like ls dash l, let's say this. Here you can see it just lists the file, but when I type ls, no, listen, ls l, can you see that ls this dash l? What happened is that it tells me the detail about the file, the size of the file. Can you see that? When it was created and the file name. Can you see that? So it tells me detail. So this tell you long details. This is just list name. Here we have list of hidden files. So sometimes some files are hidden. When I type ls minus a, it shows me some hidden file. But here there is no hidden file in this folder, so it didn't show. So yeah. Then moving between folders, right? Moving between folders. So this is something that we, need to look into. What is the moving between folder? Okay. Now, type CD. Okay. Type this in CD, clear. In your folder. Okay. Right. Let me go to the folder I already created before so that we have the same where the folder I created a folder here, and I create the folder called projects. So you can create the folder whatever you name. So I will go inside the folder project, but let me borrow some files here. No, let me borrow some files. I'm copying some files here. You can also copy some folder just for us to demonstrate. Now, because you can see here, my current desktop current terminal is in this folder, RODS. The reason why here you can see can have as many projects as like, but here I want to work on this project that we already created. Some of you created this folder called Arewa Data Science. It's fine, anything you want to create. So, but I want to open this project to work on it. Then I right click on it, and then I said open. Where that? Open in integrated terminal, right? But I said, okay, no, I want to open in integrated terminal, open this in integrated terminal, right? So you can see here, this project, maybe you have also like the folder you created project. So you can see this is what you already have. I just removed those one, the long one that you see, because it's separate project. So you can see here, remember I copy something inside this folder project that I asked you to create. I have some files here. So when I print working directly, you can see it shows me users, SH Mohammed, my name and project. This is what I already asked you, for example, in the beginning to create this folder. I asked you to create a folder, for example, your users, your name and project, right? For those of all, you can see users, SH Muhammad and project. It doesn't matter wherever your folder is. So it's okay. It just, if you can see your folder. Now, you can see when I tap LS, it shows me what I have inside that folder. So you can see in this folder project, I have this book and whatsoever, right? Now, if I want to go inside this folders, books, can you see it? It's called books, right? It means I want to change directly. I'm inside this folder project, but I want to go inside this folder called books. What you need to do is called CD. CD means change directory. Directory means folder. In a data science, directory means folder. CD books. Can you see the name of the folder called books? When I type books, CD books, and now I tap enter. CD books. Can you see that? CD books, right? No. Okay, so I have this. This is what I have, right? Print working directory. Just type, and you can see this one, right? So what I'm inside now is this project. I have books inside that. Right? Now, when I say print working directly, I'm inside this here. But what about if I want to go back? Because what is current directory? I'm inside books. But what if I want to go back to my current directory to pre-project? What you need to do is type cd. Let me show us here. Can you see CD dash dash to move back up one level? So if I put CD dash dash, CD dash dash, now you can see what is the current project, is folder, is project. When I print working directory, it shows me the current direct is project. That is mean I'm not inside books folder. I'm inside the book project folder projects. I don't know if this makes sense. Any question? Maybe you'll be confused, but yeah, happy to attempt your question. Does it make sense, or is there any confusion? Just type in the chat. You can unmute yourself also and ask question if you are confused about this. Yeah. Okay, it makes sense. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. Amina, does it make sense? Amina Ibrahim, I can see
Yes,
you.
sir, it does. It
Okay.
does.
So
Thank
you
you.
have some confusion, but okay. Now that's what we means by that. Uh we have what we call also home directory. For example, in Windows, if you want we want to go to project this like this, what we mean by this is that this is complete path. But if we want to go to a particular project directly without writing the complete path, right, we can use the tilde. Oh, I don't know, maybe in Windows whether we can use this format. But in Mac OS and with Linux, what we need, we can put this folder and now write the name of the project like this tilde and now name of the folder, and it will just take us, directly to that, to the home directory. all specific locations. So I don't know for people with Windows, but yeah, on Windows PowerShell, this also work and resolve your user folder. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, just to let you know about this, you can check more about that. And then let's look at another command called make directly. So this one, remember in Windows, in your computer, if we want to make directory, we need to come or desktop and now right click and say create a folder, right? So now you can see here I'm inside this folder called project, right? But I want to create a folder inside this one, maybe a new folder. So let's look at it. Create a folder, my pest project. So what I need to do is come to terminal, paste this one, make a directory. Can you see? This one is what we call command. All this one, pwd, cd are called command, right? They are called command because they tell computer what to do. So therefore, they are called command. So now this command, mkdir means make directory, make directory. Directory means folder, right? So when I click this one, make directory, look at it. Can you see a folder now created automatically here? You don't need to right click, say create a folder and do everything you need. All these single command just create the folder for you. Just try it and see if that works for me on end. This is the command. Okay. Okay, it works. Okay, fine. Okay, great. So many people it works. So what this means, it create a new folder. You can also do many other things. You can combine command together. For example, now here you can see you can make a folder, and now you can see this one dash. And now when you create the folder, you can now enter that folder directly. So for example, let me show you. Now here, let me put this one. Make a folder. Can you see it? Make directory means make my directory, this directory, and means after you create the that directory, enter into the directory and make it the and the current folder you are working on. So when I type this, it tells me that my first project file exists. So it means it already exists because I created. But let me delete it. So I delete this folder. Now I deleted it. Now I type this one. I can type again my first, and now can you see that? Now you can see it created this folder, and now my current directory is my first project. Can you see that? My current project. So everything now you can see when I type print working directory, you can see this is my first project. This one is so what it means that you can concatenate, right? Or you can combine multiple commands together using this and two and. Does that make sense? And this is for the PowerShell make directory. You can see for the PowerShell, this you put this one. I don't know. And for ZSH and Bash, you use this one. So I don't know if also this one works on PowerShell. You can try, but this is the PowerShell, and this is for the ZSH and Bash. Yes, we are getting too deep, and we will also get deeper and deeper. Yeah, so that's the essence. We're gonna be working. We want to make sure that everyone understand the concept now. That these are just getting started. We haven't even started doing anything. This is just called getting started. So if you think that this is a deep, we are just at the periphery. Yeah, it's called just getting started before we even start. Okay, so creating, you can do many other things with command line, like you can create a file, view, remove file, you can delete file, you can rename a file or move a file, you can copy a file. All these are some PowerShell and ZSH command. You can try them on your own. Yeah, you can try them on your own. We are not going to see them together now. Okay. Any question? Okay, so let's now have this. Okay. All right. Can you hear me now? Somebody said that there is some issue with my voice. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. Right. Okay, I'm audible. All right. Okay, Lukman, and you can come over whenever you want to talk to stop me from if there is anything. Okay, so let's look at these ones. We want to check some stuff now because we want to do some installations. We want to do some installation. For example, let's check Python version in our computer. Let's clear everything here. Type Python version in your computer. I put the command in the chat, Python version. You can see that Python version. It shows me my version of my Python is 3.135. I have already installed Python. So if you don't have Python or it shows you something different, that's fine. We're gonna look into it. We're gonna install it. For me, I already have Python in my computer, but some of you may show error. Just try it. Python 3.13 Python version. Just try it and see what will happen. Also try what is called Git and see what will happen. Git, I already have a Git, so for you, you may be able to see some error. Type Git. What about Git? Type Git version and see what will happen. And type UV version and see what will happen. UV version as well and see what will happen. Yeah, so if you see you have Python, Git, and everything, you are okay. But if you have any error, then it means we need to install it in your computer, and that's what we are going to look into. Okay, we have Git version, command not found. So we can see somebody say command not found. There are some issue with him. Okay, so we'll be able to install that as we go along. Now we have some practice exercise that you can practice yourself, before moving on, do this from scratch in your terminal without looking back at sections above, right? We're gonna want to confirm your current folder. We are now at 57 minutes from the beginning. What I want us to do is we will take a break for 5 minutes, or let me say 7 minutes. We are gonna come back in 3 minutes after 5 minutes to continue with installation of UV. Yeah, 7 minute break. If for that break, people can practice this, and yeah, and then we can continue from here. As I said, we're gonna make sure that we now reach up to the level we will continue with the Git. So here we are here at installing UV. Let's go for the break for the 7 minutes and come back. We'll be here exactly 5 minutes past 5. So you can stretch your leg, drink water, and just come back. See you in a bit. Thank you. We can also ask question here if you want to ask question.
Okay, sir. My question is that, am I audible?
Yes, 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 yes.
My question is that, like now, I don't have this Git in my VS Code. So how can I install it? Am I to install it via extension, or I should install it personally?
You said you have what?
In my VS Code, I don't have Git. So how could I install it? Should I install it through extension, or I should install it personally? That is my question. Hello? Have you got my question, sir?
I don't know, doctor is quiet. So regarding that Git, you don't install Git using extension. You just install it
Okay.
on your computer. So normally you either use Git Bash or maybe GitHub Desktop. In that case, it's install Git and other tools together. But I think for the next session tomorrow, Git will be handled by Dr. Ibrahim.
Okay, we are not up to that. Are we not up to
Yes,
that?
yes, the installation. Yeah. We've not covered the installation for Git
Okay.
yet.
Okay,
It will be covered
okay,
tomorrow, inshallah.
okay, thank you.
All right. So we are back. Okay. Thank you, Lukman. I heard you attempting to answer the question. It's excellent. Please come over when there is such and you want to give more insight. I just went out and come back. Okay. Um, so yeah, this is where I gave for you to practice. For example, I haven't shown you how to move a file, create a I've shown how to create print, create supported, delete entire file. But these are some of the commands you already have. You can practice them yourself. Now, so let's move on. Installing UV. So what I said, UV is a Python package and project manager. What it basically means is that before, if you are doing data science, you need to install many packages, which I already explained before in our previous session. For example, when we install Python in our computer, and we want to do data analysis, we want to do machine learning, right? When you install Python, the package that will allow you to do data analysis, the package that will allow you to do machine learning, you need to install them as well. And the package or the tool that allow you to install them is what we call UB. It's just like manager, like somebody in your house that manages the house. It goes and buys stuff. It go and look up everything is working perfectly. The machine, the washing machine is working. If there is no electricity, that manager goes and buy credit. If there is no, whatsoever, it make sure that everything looks good. So you be just a manager. You can see a Python package and project manager without any errors. It also install Python, so it's the only one thing you need to install by hand and on every operating system. So if you install UV, so everything is good. So for people with Python Windows, you can install UV using this. For people with Mac OS, you can install UV with this. We already discussed this last week, right? But we just getting them to make sure that everyone is on the same stage. All right. So now, when you install them, we say that you need to restart your terminal to make sure everything works well. So let's look at our terminal here. You just type UV version, type UV version, UV version. When you see anything comes up, then you are good. We have UV in our computer. If you see this UV then you are good enough. Yep. So if you cannot see UV here, that means you'll not be able to install other tools we are going to see next. Make sure that UV is installed in your computer, and if it shows you an error, then you will not be able to do many other things we do. So we're gonna install Python. If you don't have Python, for those people that Python shows an error, for example, let's look at this one, Python version. So let's type this Python version. If it shows you an error, that means Python is not installed on your computer. You can see the version of Python I have is 3.1315. This version is just like version of something in your house. So for example, if you have your house and this is the first time it is built, it's maybe version 1. When you update it, you add more things, it's version 2, version 3, version n. So Python itself has different kind of versions, right? So this number is version, nothing much. It's just telling you this is the current version you have. Now type this Python version on your computer. If an error is shown, Python version is not shown, then you are in problem. You need to install something. Yes. So okay. So we have people that already have the UV. Make sure the most important thing is that we want to make sure that your UV is installed. UV version. Yeah, UV version. Make sure that UV is installed. Once UV is installed, that's okay. Now installing Python with UV. Now we will use UV to install Python, right? We will use UV to install Python. So, for example, we can say UV Python install 3.12. for people that don't have. For example, you can see my Python version is 3.1315. So if you say UB in Python install 3.12, it will install version 3.12 for you. But we already have, Python version already installed on my computer. This UB Python list the Python version you have. For example, I can now type UB Python list, UB Python list. You can see different kind of version of Python, SciPython, different kind of Python. You can see them, different Python, PyPy, where I install them. So yeah, that's not, what we will be using. But sometimes you can download Python from python.org or using system version, but there is some issue with that. So the best way for us to install Python using package manager such as UB, even though our computer comes with Python, we shouldn't use the default Python in our computer. So you can see installing Python from website or relying the Python that already shipped with Mac OS and Linux works, and you will see both in minor interim, but also have well-documented tendency to create difficulty. So there are issues. So create Python yourself. Okay. We are gonna discuss the next thing was something called virtual environment. So what is virtual environment? So let's assume now, let's assume you are creating a project, right? And the project you are creating, it use different kind of version of tools. So for example, let's assume I create a project with Pandas version 1.5, right? And another year, another version, the next year start, maybe we need version 2.2, right? So what happened is that if I have my computer in one house, I have version 1.5, and another year I need to work on the something, it needs Python version 2.2. So that would be complete with version 1.5 I already have and version 2.2. So what this means is that whenever you want to create, do a Python data science project, create a separate house. Let me call it a house. A house, you create a separate house in your computer where you install packages separately and work on that. Then if you, for each project, create an environment for it. That is what we call virtual environment, so that you may not have a conflict when you have an old package and new package. So each project must have its own virtual environment. This is what we call virtual environment. A virtual environment is private box. Can you see? Of library belong to one project and nothing else. Each project get its own. They never interface with each other. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if I have a project, somebody wrote a project, maybe a project with Python version 3.8, right? And now he gave me the project that he did on data analysis and bring it on my computer. And on my computer, because his computer used Python 3.8, on my computer, for example, I have Python 2.7. Then his project will not work on my computer because we have different package version, right? And his project need higher version. So what I need to do when I collect his project that need Python 3.7, I come to my computer, create a new virtual environment, and install the same packages, some version he used on his computer, and now install it in separate virtual environment and run or open his project. Then his project will open successfully on my computer because I'm running the same version of packages, some environment he is running. But if I say I will run on my computer, which is basically version 2.7, then things will go wrong. I don't know if you understand the intuition behind virtual environment. If not, please raise up your hand and ask question before we move on. You can ask question, you can mute if you don't understand the concept.
Sir, I'm a bit lost here. So you said assuming somebody with Python version 3.7 sent you a project and you have version 2.3, example, you cannot see the project or you cannot work on the project because you have different versions. So
No,
I'm thinking,
yes. So let me tell you something. So the thing is, Python 3, the thing is, maybe Pandas or whatever Python 3.7, they added many functionality, and the functionality they added on 3.7 is not there in the version I have on my computer 2.7. You can see that on the version he works on 3.7. And 3.7, you mean there is a huge gap between the one I have on my computer, 2.7, right? So maybe there are some additional stuff that are included in the version he works, that if I come and install on my computer, I want to work on that project, those upgrade that was done on his computer, that the version he works, are not available on my version. So my version will not be able to run his own project. I don't know if this makes sense.
No, I do understand. My point is,
Okay.
instead of running to open a new let's say virtual environment, why not it automatically pops up to you that okay, update your version. So maybe when you update it, you're able to open it instead
Okay.
of going to
Okay.
another.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my
So
point.
yeah, so the thing is, maybe your own computer, you have your own project that is legacy project, is 2.7. You too, you have your project that will run only on 2.7. Now, when you upgrade your computer, your version to from 2.7 3. What will you do with your own project that are based on version 2.7?
Okay, I get it. I understand.
Right. So the idea is that in fact, when he want to share your project, that's what we do. When he wants to share his project to you, he will now copy all the packages, the environment. He will copy all the the versions of the project and share with you. The moment you come to install your project, you can just install all those versions. You create a new project, virtual environment, install all the version. He doesn't even need to tell you, I'm using version XS. No, he will just copy all there is what we call environment file. That environment file, when he shares his project, contain everything he used to install. So you can now automatically install all the versions from that environment file he shared, and now you can create new virtual environment and run the project successfully. Okay, so when you want to go deeper, you want to find out why all this is necessary, we have something like the Python package in user guide section in virtual. So when you click here, you can learn and read more about that. Python allow you so you can create more, learn more about that. So we just to give people more idea on or learn more about what that means, all this stuff. We put some links so that you can learn more, read more to find out details.
Okay. So, sir, please, is that the work of requirements? I used to say requirement.txt.
Yes. Requirement.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
requirement. Maybe when somebody shares a file with you, you can see it is called requirement, and that requirement contain all the packages and everything that you can install.
oh.
Yeah, when you want to ask question, raise up your hand. I can give because I can see many people are making noise from the background. So raise up your hand if you want to ask question. I muted all of you guys. If you want to ask question, you can raise up one. Okay. Good. So let's continue. Now we now give intuition why we need virtual environment. So let's create a virtual environment now. All right. Remember what we created already. We have what we call a project folder we created, right? So let me copy this one. Can you see CD? When I have this, when I put this CD, I now can you see this tilde? Tilde means from wherever I am, just take me to this project folder. That's what it means. It says wherever I am, take me to this folder project. It just take me to. I don't need to put all this long path. You remember, I have many paths here, so I don't need. So you can see now, yeah. Now, because I'm inside my project folder called project, I want to create another folder called environment practice. So let me copy this guy, environment practice. So now you can see I create another folder. Can you see environment practice? Can you see the folder called environment practice? And now CD environment practice means I'm going through the environment because inside, let me see inside project. What do I have? I have two folder books, getting started, environment practice, my first project. So I want a CD environment practice. I want to go to environment. So you can see I'm inside environment practice. When I say LS environment practice, you can see it didn't show anything because environment practice, nothing is inside. It's empty folder, right? So you can see here, I have, I make a scratch folder, I make a new folder called environment practice. Now, how can we create environment? So for you to create environment is using this UV. This is a command, and then you say VM. So this you can see this single command identical on all three operating systems. Create virtual environment folder in the current directory contain a private copy of Python and place it's all this something like that. So what we can do now is that I can say UV create environment. So you can see here I say UB VM. I am now creating environment. But it doesn't make it does not care about that about your folder. But here just so you can see here I say you can see inside environment practice, you can see I have something, it create v.m, and there is something bin, there is something library, there's something git, there's cache. You can see many other things inside VM practice. Can you see that? Let me recap. Let me go back again. If I'm going fast, because I know many people say that when I talk, oh, so some people they are saying we are in the same room with advanced no members. Yeah, we are all know. Yeah, some people. That's why we said we are taking some of people here know all this stuff, but that's why we are doing this from the beginning. So what we did now here, creating virtual environment. The first thing is to create a folder, which we did. I've already shown us how to make a directory and cd. Are we all home? Do we all know understand this command? Do we understand all these commands? If you are confused, raise up your hand. But I believe we do. If you have some confusion, just type in the chat. We will quickly get back to you. Okay, now we said, okay, we now create a new folder called in practice. And we said, okay, we are inside this folder because we did CD, right? We did CD, right? Because what we did CD here, CD, where that? CD environment practice, and now we inside that. So now here you can see we say UVVM, we want to create a virtual environment inside that folder. And now what happened is that it create a v.vm folder. You can see that it create a VM folder, right? You can see the VM folder and many other things inside folder. In the current directory containing a private copy of the Python and place to install library and place to install library. So you can see the Python, everything inside it, the kind of Python, everything. We have the library. You can see the Python it inside it and everything. So this is your environment, meaning that this is your house and everything. So you can activate it for people that use Windows. You need to copy this and paste in your terminal. So if you create an environment, remember we create an environment, but you need to, you need to activate that environment. Can you see that? Creating a virtual environment at VM, we create this and activate the environment. We need to say source. This is the command. You can see that source. You can see source VM being activated. So I need to type this in my terminal. Source VM activate. Now it activate. When it activate the environment, what you will be seeing is that previously you can see it's telling me base Python. Base Python. Base Python means it is using your computer, the general, for example, inside your house, base is inside your house, the living room, I mean, not living, the maybe, I can say the, in Hausa, what do you call it, tsakar gida in Turanci?
Courtyard.
Backyard. Tsakar gida, what is tsakar gida? Courtyard?
Courtyard.
Okay. Okay. So I think what we have now, for example, base Python, you can see this is called base Python, right? It means that this is the base of your house. But when you want to create a virtual environment, you want to enter inside your room, inside one room to do one thing that specifically for a particular thing. So now when I activate the environment, you can see that it is now inside practice. Can you see that? Now I'm not inside my base. I'm now inside this one. So this environment is for this project. So this is something that you see. Just practice it. For me to come back to reiterate is that in data science, we create a virtual environment for each project you are going to create. That is it. And now how do we create it? For you to create a project, a virtual environment is UVM, right? UVM inside that VM. And to activate it, for people that use Windows, just copy this line and paste it in your computer. It will activate. And you will see this thing changes, not from base. For people that use a Mac OS, copy these things and paste here and paste. And that's what you will see. You can see your prompt changes to show M practice or similar at the start of the line. That preface is your constant reminder of which environment is active. Can you tell me? That means now it is telling me that my active environment is M practice, my active environment. Can you see that? So this is telling us which environment is active, right? And prove it work. let's look at it inside our environment. We say Python version. You can see it say is 31.135 because when you create a new environment, it automatically install Python for you. Yeah, so it create because you are creating Python environment. So you can see here when I say UVVM using C Python interpreter at this, so install Python for us and something like that. So we can also install other things in our environment. For example, you can say ubpl install. So if I want to install, we have package that we use for data analysis called Panda. I can say pandas. We can say pip ub. Can you see this command ub? You can say pip install ub, pip install pandas. Before, what we normally do, people use pip install only pandas, pip install pandas. That is what we used before. We use pip to install project, but now we have something that we said we use uv. It it work. It now have pip like in the same command on top of it, but it makes it easier and faster. But just assume this is not pip, it's just ub. So when we want to install pandas, I already explained to you that we have what is called Python packages, right? Oh, no, Python. Yeah, PyPy, which I told you this is where you find uh, many kind of packages. So you can see this is called pandas. So what is pandas? A powerful data, a powerful Python data analysis toolkit. So this is Python toolkit or Python package for data analysis. So if I want to install it, you remember, you can see here we say pip install pandas. So this is what is used to be without UB. But with UB, we don't install only pip install, append UB at the beginning. Can you see that UB is appended at the beginning? So when I append UB, I now install. Can you see? Just few seconds, can you see it already automatically install pip using? But when you use pip already, only pip it may. So I can have another Python package, not pandas. It's called. Can somebody tell us some Python package in the chat? Okay, somebody is telling us NumPy. NumPy. So yeah. So let's type UB NumPy. UB NumPy. Can you see UB NumPy? You can see. What did that mean? It already installed. UB Cvon. Let me see. UB Cvon. Yep. A lot of us here, they even know what to do all this. So UB Cvon. Look at it in few seconds. It installs Cvon as well. UB scikit-learn. I can say UB sklearn. Can you see that? So this is excellent way to do that, and it allow you to install many packages. For that, this is basically what we'll be doing. Yep. So yeah, and when you finish your using the package, you can deactivate it like this. So this deactivate, when I deactivate this packet environment, so maybe I want to come out from inside that room that I am. I want to come out to the parlor in the room, to the courtyard or whatever it is called. I can type deactivate. When I type the, you can see that it comes to base Python, right? That is the main room. That is the bigger place. So I'm no longer inside one project I call practice that I do created before. I'm inside this one. Any question? Okay. Here we have some practice that you can do yourself to make sure they're done. Okay. I'm gonna look into Markdown. Let me see. After Markdown, what do I have? VSCode extension. Okay, from VSCode extension, then Git. So yeah. Any question? So if there's no question, okay, let me check. Yeah, somebody was asking, can we install all the library in the same time? So somebody was asking, can we install all the library in the same time? For example, with Seaborn, we have comma, we can say scikit-learn like this. Can you see that? He's asking us. Can you see what it says? Can we do this? What about this? I haven't tried this. What about this? Let's see if this works. So it doesn't work in this way. You can ask your ChatGPT. Let's ask our.
Yes, sir, we can try it, but without comma, just space.
Okay, just put that. Okay, so we can
Yes,
do that. We
we
can do
can.
like this. Okay, so you can do this. Let me put maybe the small one. Seaborn, for example, that we already have Seaborn. Let me try which one? So pandas, for example. So yeah, so basically you can do that. You can do that. If you look at this one here, I'm just asking this one. You can do it. UB pip install Seaborn scikit-learn without commas. We have already seen. So that's basically what you can do. Okay. So obviously, the fastest thing you can do is just ask AI now. You have a quickest way as well to get your answer for that. But as I see a lot of people, we need to get the basic understanding before you use AI. So don't just go and say you're gonna use AI for everything. What you need, get the basic understanding before you do that. Okay. Now let's move on into Markdown. Now let's see something like this. Can you see my GitHub? This what we have been seeing. If I click here, you can see that there is some kind of writing here. You can see some hash. You can see a hash. You can see all these dash. You can see. You can see like. Can you see this? Let me open this. What I want to show us is something like this. If you look at this one here, the title, Getting Started with VS Code. If you look at it here, this is the one. Um, uh, no, no, no. Oh, okay. Sorry. I want to show us this one. Can you see this header line, Getting Started with VS Code? This is equivalent. Can you see it? Just one line hash. Step by step, you can see we have 3 hash, and this 3 hash means is small text. You can see that. Can you see that? And I have audio data science, and I have this one. Can you see this is a line? So what this line is, you can see this. Can you see this dash dash 3 dash? It is the one that turns into straight line like this. Table of content, you can see table of content with 2 hash. Look at number 1. We have something open bracket and this, and look at it turns like this. This kind of writing is what is called markdown. Yeah, this kind of writing is called markdown, right? It's called markdown. And yeah, so this is what we call markdown, right? So how can we understand markdown? So we are here to learn what is markdown today in this class as part of our introductory section, because we'll be seeing markdown in every day of our data science. So let me quickly go into that. So um, you can see that Markdown is a way to formatting text like heading, bold, everything. Uh, you know, uh, you need it because it is a lingua franca of the tool around your code, not the code itself. So it is a lingua franca that we use in data science, right? Every GitHub repository README is written in it. So all the GitHub now, you can see this GitHub repository is written in Markdown. Everything here you see is written in Markdown. Let me click here. When I click here, you can see that everything that opens here, this one is Markdown. Everything is in Markdown. So we need to understand how Markdown works because everything is written Markdown. Your GitHub profile, for example, if I go to my GitHub profile, let me show you my GitHub profile, for example, my profile. So you can see this is my profile. I'm also, my profile here. You can see everything that I've written here is a my profile. So if I click here, you can see it. Yeah, you can see this is Markdown. right? This is Markdown. So we will expect every one of you to create his own profile, his own Markdown after you create your GitHub repository and everything, which will be introduced tomorrow. Of course, in our Jupyter notebook here, you can see we have Markdown. We will be using Jupyter notebook to do Markdown. So what we'll be doing is just to teach you how to use Markdown. The first thing is header. When you see this one single hash, let me create it. So in your VSCode, go to your VSCode inside the folder we already created. The folder, remember we created a folder project. Can you see that? When you can go to here, can you see file, new file? You can see I can say Markdown, write Markdown, and write .md, markdown.md. And you will see a new file is open here. You can see a new file here, markdown.md. Go to the folder you created. You remember you created a folder. Click here. You can see this is a new file. Or inside the folder here, inside the folder, you can right click. You can right click here and say new file. You can see new file. But here it goes above. But I just want it to be inside my project folder here. So inside your folder here, I create this file that I already created called Markdown. Now, what I want to show you is that when you have this hash, hash like this, you can say title. I say title, right? I don't know in your folder, in your VSCode, in your Markdown, do you have something like this? I have this one. Do you have it? Preview. Can you see something open preview or to the side? Do you have it? When I click it, you can see it shows me title like this. Can you see I type this? When I type 2 dash, this is testing. This is a Markdown file. Can you see that? When I type 3, it is used to write text and page. Can you see that? For Markdown syntax. Heading use this, list use this, link use this, image use this, code backtick use it, block use this. Okay. Do we all create the file called Markdown? So if we create the file Markdown, the first thing I want to show us is that this hard hash allow you to create file, header and subtitle depending on the number of hash you create, right? So if I have 2 hash, this is telling you this Markdown file. You can see the size of this one. This is the title size. This is the second title, right? So this is it. You can see this is what we call the heading, and you can see subsection heading and subsection. You can see this is what we do heading, subsection, just normally the way you do. And when you want to italicize text, you can do like this. To italicize says, I can say italicize, or italicize text. So you can see here. So if I want to bold text, what I need to do is, can you see this asterisk at the beginning? I can do that, or I can do this to italicize text. So you can see here, italicize text, italicize is in italic. Can you see that italicize? You can see that, all right, italic, and you can basically bold a text as well. So this is what it's telling us. You can bold a text with double text. So here you can see that if I use 2 double asterisk, I'm bolding the text. If you want to bold and italic as well. So this one is like this and this. It's just this one is italic text, and also this is italic. We already know italic. This give you the bold, and this 3 on the side give you bold at the same time and italicize. Can you see that? Bold and italicize, right? Yeah, list. If you want to create a list of items, so you can use this dash. Can you see that list? Can you see list dot? Can you see that? Can you see that? That's a list. If you want to create on indented item, you can use this. Can you see that? An ordered item, another, and this one goes inside. Can you see that, right? This is basically to show you how you can do that. We can also use ordered, just type 1, 2, 3, for example. So 1, 2, 3 here, you can see it just so 1, 2, right? If you want to link an image, this is what we're going to do. Link an image, for example. I can put this. You can see here. You can see here is anchor link. You can see here link, right? So it will take you to the web. If you want to like put the link to the website, you can put it in like this and put this one. Again, code block. If you want to show code block for image, for coding, you can see that. You can see code block for Python. For example, this is something that we show for code block for Python. You can see that it shows something like as code block, like, Python code block. You can see that, right? There are many things. If you want to prepare a table, this is how you do. If you want to do barcode horizontal line, you can see this is a horizontal line. Can you see this is a horizontal line, right? So there are many all these things that you can use to write this markdown. Yes, how can we have preview? Somebody is asking. I was asking, do you have this command? Let me close this one. Look at your VSCode. Do you have this command? Open preview. Open preview. Let me see if we need to install preview. Yeah. Markdown. Let me see. I don't know if I install I don't know if this is the preview I'm using or it just comes. So if you don't have this that preview, install this GitHub Markdown previewer. Let me just see which one am I using. You should be able to see that. Oh no, Markdown Enhance. No. Install this one called Markdown Enhance. Markdown.
So like there's a default preview.
Yes, I'm not sure. Am I using the default? That's why I asked you. If you click here.
Yes, sir. You're using default because I have it as well.
Oh, you have it as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice,
Yes,
nice.
I also have it.
Okay, you also have it. So for those people that have it, even those that have it, you can install this one as well. Markdown Preview Enhanced. It does have a lot of properties, a lot of I think features. You can show you mask, diagram, plempo, image upload, pandoc, PDF export, and whatsoever. You can read PDF. I don't even have it as well. Let me just install it, Markdown. But you are using the for people, you are using the default version that it comes with the that it comes with what we are working. It comes when you install. So when you have that, just look at, if I click here, this is my Markdown. Click. Let me click this or click this one. Let me close this down. You can. We can. No. Don't install this one. So you can look into what is this? Okay, this man. Let me install many. I open many files. So this is how you can close files. If you have many files, you can see this. You can close them. I can even close this one as well that I've already have, but I want to open it. So I have it. So this is my Markdown. In fact, if you are on my Markdown, you can see I click on it. So what you need to do, right click on it. When you right click on it, you can see something. I think I view. Okay, let me see. Open with. Can you see the open with? Can you see that it open with? It's showing me Markdown preview. You can see this is built-in Markdown preview. This is Markdown preview enhanced that I just installed now. So when I click it, you can see that it shows me something like this, right? That is the one. Just click on the Markdown and click open with. When you see open with Markdown built in, it now just open with Markdown built in. But what you don't want is that once you open in your this, what you can do is that you can open it by the side. Let me see that. Okay, you can just open it by the side. You can see the markdown preview editor. You can see the markdown by default here, that you will be able to open the markdown. So here you can see I have markdown enable. You can things that are shown here. I can have my markdown enable preview. I can enable markdown preview enhance as well, and many other things. So this is, for example, even if you haven't seen that, come to here and enable anything that shows up here. Come here and enable these guys. So enable what will be shown here. Right. So that is we have 46 minutes. So there are many examples that you can practice. Work example project readme. So even your project you build from section this onward. So this is basically a sample of readme. Let me just post it in our VSCode. I clean here. So you can see here, this is Iris and some English stuff like this. So this is just an example. So you can practice all this. There is some practice here. You can practice it yourself. Now, let's go on to the last point. We have a few minutes to go. I know you are all tired, but I think today is really good that we discuss a lot, but I know you're all tired. Yeah, it's all fine. What I want to tell us now, finally, is that some of the VS Code you want to install, VS Code extension. So there are many extensions which we already discussed last week. There are many ones. Extension can be installed by clicking through extension funnel. For example, you can come here. You know this is extension. I can install many extension like by clicking them here and click install, find the name. But you can also install them in your terminal. So for example, these are a lot of extensions that are very good for data science stuff. If you want to do that, I can copy them and just come to my terminal. Here, you remember we have a terminal. We already discussed about it. All right. I can come to my terminal and paste them. Right, and push enter. Now this will now automatically install all the extensions that I made mention. So here we create some beautiful extension that are good for data science. So instead for you to go and install them one by one, remember that's one of the most important thing we told you about, graphical user interface, GUI. Now, if I want to install this one, how many are there? If there are 100, I just need to copy them like this and paste in terminal. And terminal will now take care and install them. But if it is GUI, graphical user interface, you need to go to all this 100 here, search the name, install them, and now do that. Does that make sense? I think you understand now why GUI is powerful enough that you don't need to do something manually one by one, right? And then you restart your VSCode when you finish installation, and all those things will now work. And this is explanation on why they are good. This is Python, Pylons, Jupyter. All these extensions we run them last week. I think we installed them. This allow you to install Python. This automatic completion, meaning that when you type something, it will help you. So, for example, when you are writing Python code, this auto completion will help you to automatically install, write something. For example, when you are writing something, it will auto-complete, trying to predict what you want to write. That's what it auto-completion. This is Jupyter, something that we'll be using to work on Python. So there are many other things, data wrangler, RAP, assembly pass, linting and formatting, git length, rainbow, error length, mark it down. There are many other things, right? This is also another settings that will I think it's not necessary, but I think we can discuss them next week. So without much further ado, we will not continue. We'll stop here installing Git. So from tomorrow, I think Dr. Ibrahim will walk us through this. But I think the good thing is that you can go through them yourself. This stuff, go through them yourself from here, installing Git. Git and setting up Git and GitHub. Try to go through this one so that once we come here, everything will be easier for you. You can see them. We have practice VSCode and AI. Many other things will be explained how to use VSCode and AI, and then run a very simple project. Okay. Any question? Okay, Amina Ibrahim, you raise up your hand.
Yeah, so this particular extension that you just copied and pasted, I think they're like maybe 10. So I decided to do the same thing, but it's showing me command not found for almost all of them.
Oh, okay. The last one, what that I copied all those extensions.
Yes, yes.
It
So I
says
think few of them worked, like let's say 4 works, then the rest didn't work.
okay. So if any of them doesn't work, just go to the Python, the extension, the manual one, and try to install them if they don't work through that ways.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. Also, I think one good thing you can have a look at is this thing. For example, this section is maybe really important that I added it today. VS Code and AI. For example, now you can see in my VS Code, I can ask AI, for example, how to, for example, I say how to create a header, a title in Markdown. You see, so you can see now I have AI in my VS Code. You can see I can just ask it and it just tell me what it does. You know what I mean? So it's good for you also to there are many things that are now in AI in VS Code that make your life easier. So this section just talk about using all those stuff, using AI. So recommended tool, GitHub Compiler, Cloud Code, and all what you can do. So try to read all these section maybe, and this will be beneficial to you. And when we finish this setup, and next week we can just jump in. So there are many, I think, checklists here that have provided before moving on. So before next week, we need to make sure all these checklists are done. Operating system and architecture identify. You create a project, VS Code install. You can do what is called code to open. So all these checklists, you make sure everything works. If any one of them fails, let us know so that we can put you through. When you basically skip any of this step, then you may find it difficult to pick up with other things that we go through. So we are here to learn. Don't be shy. Raise a question and do whatever, ask question. Even in the group, we're happy to support you. We still have our last year setups, which is here. You can have a look at it. But now we just revamp the setups tool to make it easier for us to go through. Yeah. All right. Any question again? Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, go on. Question? Question?
Okay, can I go ahead?
Yes, please, Bawa.
Okay, so thank you very much for this wonderful session, Dr. Shamsuddin. So actually mine is just like, I want to use just like 30 to 40 seconds. It's just a word of encouragement actually for those that are, let me say, just starting programming maybe in this session. I was going through the chat somewhere saying, I think someone posted something that I think they're in a place where maybe they're just novice or something like that. I could still remember when I also started my learning journey, my programming journey. It's quite challenging, but the only thing I will say is just be consistent and just have time, no matter how like little it is. Even if it's 30 minutes in a day that you can spend, like just learn something, even if it's one thing, this thing in a day. So please, if you know you're new here, you should not be discouraged. Yeah, of course, some of the things when we are doing it here, a lot of people will not get it until maybe you go back. Thank God we all have resources out there that we can always like go back to and also learn a lot of things. So that's just like some words of encouragement actually and advice I have for those that are just starting. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And also, we need volunteers because all of us we are volunteering in this stuff, and we are currently now working on Ariwa DS data science team members. We are looking for volunteers, maybe social media manager, project manager that can just help us to manage the team, to manage the sessions, do a lot of management. So if you are open to help in organizing audio data science, please reach out to Lukuman. We have some open positions. We'll soon post the position maybe in our Discord. So if we have anybody that is ready to help, like maybe in one way or the other, to just move the community, because everyone is doing, we have some of our job, but we just dedicate time to help everyone. So if you have some spare time to help in one way or the other, reach out to Lucom. But we'll also share some links about some position we want. For example, let's say social media manager, project manager, or deputy project manager, or whatsoever. So we have many positions. So thank you very much for joining. I don't know, Lukman. Do you have anything to say, Lukman?
No, I don't have much to say. I would just like to encourage us all to put in time and be consistent. Like it was mentioned earlier by another person, let's just make sure that we do something every day at least. So even if the time is small, the consistency will pay off in the long run. And then for those that want to reach out to me, I'm available on the Discord channel. My Discord ID is Lukman AJ. So just send me a direct message. Thank you.
Yeah. Also, I just want to tell us, like you remember in our first session, we talked about some books that we recommend people to read. So here we're happy that we already provided the books. If you look in the folder here online, you can see we have some folder here. You can see this folder called books. If you open this folder, you can see we have a book called Atomic Habit, Deep Work, Learning How to Learn. These are incredible books. I would suggest all of us here to read because some of our fellows that we have from our previous course, they have this Atomic Habit. You can see it here. Atomic Habit, Remarkable Changes, Atomic Habit, remarkable. So we can download them and share it with you in Discord. I don't know, you can also be able to download them. So basically what you need to do is download them. So this is one of the books. We also have another book called Deep Work. This is also incredible book. We suggest you can read it. We do believe they will really have impactful way in your learning. We also have another book, Learning How to Learn, which basically tells you the learning approach. So in our cohort, every cohort we have, we recommend people, and all our team members that excel in our previous course, they do read this book. Remember, this is not a university that will examine you. This is not a university that will ask you to come and do exam, but we are here to just give you a direction, what will work for you. So if you care about yourself, you care about, making impact of yourself, do follow the guide and it will make sense to you. Yeah. All right. Any question again? Okay.
Yes,
thank you very much. Yes, go on.
hello. Good afternoon,
Yes.
sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Sir, I have been using the Python inside my VSCode, and now that you are introducing UEB, am I going to remove the Python to install UEB?
No.
So that
If you have been using whatever tool you are comfortable with that, you can continue. So yeah, if you are using something previous, you can comfortably continue with that.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaikum
Can
salam.
I still add UB while I have Python
Yes.
previously?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I can share with you the page for the UB. So in the chat here, there is link for the UB. Just read about it, about the UV, it is future, what you can use it for. Yeah. So I share the link for the UV. Read more detail about it. Yeah, you can read more detail about it. Okay, any other question? Okay, thank you very much for joining.
Yes, sir. Sir, I've been able to install all the directories you sent the last ones. So, is it recommended we move to the Git, or we should wait tomorrow for Dr. Ibrahim?
Yeah, you can start following yourself. When Dr. Ibrahim comes, it will make it easier for you. You can start working. So.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you all. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye.